What if we were to tell you that a 15,000-year-old text tells us that there was, and possibly still is, a massive underground city at the Giza Plateau? Just wait till you hear this. A long-lost world exists in Giza, a city that was the apex of an ancient empire long ago in the before time. But how do we know this to be the case? Expelled from history and deleted from books, the city is so secretive that society today is not allowed to know about it. This would suggest that forces may be at play that would be beyond our comprehension. We as a civilization have been misled through history, so we would struggle to understand ancient advanced knowledge. Greek historian Herodotus describes the ancient city on a visit he made there around 400 years before Christ. He describes it as being of impossible proportions, and within his writings we find a reference to the visit that he made here, and it reads, "There I saw 12 palaces regularly disposed, which had communication with each other, something my eyes had never witnessed before or after. Interspersed with terraces and arranged around 12 halls, it is hard to believe they are the work of man. This hidden place must surely be the creation of the gods. The walls are covered with carved figures, and each court is exquisitely built of white marble and surrounded by a colonnade. Near the corners, where the labyrinth ends, there is a pyramid, 240 feet in height, with great carved figures of animals on it, and an underground passage by which it can be entered. I was told very credibly that underground chambers and passages connected this pyramid with the pyramids at Memphis." This is an actual eyewitness account of the great place, and we would have to be ignorant beyond belief to believe there is nothing to be found at Giza of these proportions. This could in fact be the greatest thing modern society could ever rediscover, and we suggest to you it will rewrite history one day in the not too distant future. Some researchers claim that there are chambers beneath Giza larger than our largest cathedrals, and that the legendary City of the Gods may, in fact, be a massive structure located beneath the surface. Furthermore, other writers, such as Masadi, 10th century, wrote about fascinating mechanical statues with amazing capabilities, which stood as guards, preventing anyone from entering subterranean chambers located beneath the Great Pyramid. These robots from ancient times were supposedly programmed to destroy all except those who, by their conduct, were worthy of admission. He writes, "Written accounts of wisdom and acquirements in the different arts and sciences were hidden deep, that they might remain as records for the benefit of those who could afterwards comprehend them. I have seen things that one does not describe for fear of making people doubt one's intelligence, but still I have seen them." Is it not stunning to think that an advanced civilization existed way back in a time that we are told in this day and age that humans had not evolved yet? It is increasingly obvious that there was a before time, a time in history that we can't understand today. Why don't we consider the lost ancient civilizations? You have to wonder. We feel it is the most interesting part of history, but it is also the most ignored part. Slowly but surely, we are becoming more aware of this. What do you guys think of the possibility of a lost city under the Giza Plateau? Comments below, and thank you for watching.
So again, here is the middle pyramid, and we're in an area that has these incredible shafts. These have nothing to do with digging burials for people. Look at the size of that. That has to be 15 feet across, more than 15 feet from front to back, and this channel in it. And it's not isolated. There are numerous vertical shafts here and throughout this whole area. And from what Yusuf has told me, you can find these shafts all through the strip of land called Bu-Wizir, which is the most ancient part of the pre-dynastic culture here, the Cometians. And again, we're talking about vertical shafts, in many cases interacting with horizontal systems of tunnels carrying water, and not just water for irrigation, water to fuel these ancient power plants. So we're in the living bedrock now, or maybe not. These could actually be massive. Oh, this is megalithic rock? Okay, so this is the bedrock. The cracks that I thought were joints actually are just fissures and cracks in the stone, but still. You see this, again, this is the Giza Plateau. And anywhere you find a shaft or the tunnel entrance, of course you find a locked door. As Yusuf...
From the writings that exist here, we know that this part was transformed into a tomb.
Right. So the hieroglyphics are later, and this was converted into a tomb, but its original function was not that of a tomb. But quite possibly part of the water carrying system that was the, or for resonance.
Yeah, especially the higher ones will be more for resonance than water. Then look, this is the shaft leading to two, one from up, and then if you stood up a little, you're going to see that there is a chamber down here. So there are chambers, shafts, tunnels, chambers, like that.
Uh-huh. How many levels do you think there are?
Three.
3 levels
At least.
of tunnel systems. Sphinx again?
Here's another chamber.
Oh yeah.
We're going to go down with the lift.
Wow. Okay. So
From the outside, not from the inside.
okay. Again, another shaft behind a locked gate, heading down. And in behind this gate, more.
This will lead to many rooms. And
Uh-huh.
shafts as well. Look where this all cut. We came through one and we came to the other.
Yeah.
And then this led to another, and the other led to deeper one with others.
Uh-huh.
Like this one. This is how the system looks like. But unless we really want to reveal the whole construction and not just look for tombs,
Yeah.
we need to make like start from an area and just keep mapping everything and put lights and marks to lead our way, because this is like a huge labyrinth.
Oh yeah. So what also we can see is the difference even in when they worked in smaller scale. The quality difference between Commission work, which is older than dynastic, and the dynastic work. This is Commission. You see the beautiful complex angles, very tight fitting joints, originally very smooth finish, and then what Yusuf points out as being dynastic construction. Cruder, rougher surface, mortar, and cartouches and hieroglyphics added later. This would have been a tomb most likely. It's been torn apart. And that's where we see parallels between here and Peru, because again, most archaeologists, most visitors to Peru think that everything was done by the Inca, that the megalithic work in super hard stone was done with primitive tools. All it took was a lot of people to do the work. But that's nonsensical, because we see the same kind of thing. We see the megalithic is older, far superior. The Inca work is complex, but not as good. Sorry?
No decorations, no writings, nothing,
Right.
except a big chamber with one well to the left and another one to the right.
Uh-huh.
And the other one probably leads further to the rest of the construction.
Ah. Yeah. You can see, hopefully here, on that side, see there's an indent in the wall at the end, and then there is a tunnel underneath it. You see the little dark area, that's a tunnel entrance. And again, according to Yusuf, at least 3 levels of tunnels here at the Giza complex, which, you know, the word complex is too simplistic for this area. It's completely monstrous in scale.
See This one was about to be transformed. You find the writings, you find that they reshape something like a false door because it became something traditional after that. So they copied also.
Okay, right.
That's what makes it confusing.
Yeah.